I always dreamed of having a home birth where I could be in an environment that felt perfect to me so that I could be empowered to give birth in the most beautiful and bountiful way. This is the story of my home birth.
Luna and Joshua came to me, and I think it was love at first sight. But Luna is a very beautiful woman who, experiencing pregnancy for the first time, had all of the normal right questions and then some. She expressed herself as a feely person and felt the twings and twangs of pregnancy. When I was growing up, had I known that there was such a thing as becoming a midwife, I think I would have surely signed up for it. But I didn't. I'd never heard of it. And I had fascination with animals, and they're having their babies. And then when I was going to have my first baby, I wanted to know everything I could about being pregnant. I started thinking about just having my baby at home. And it was concerning to my family. They were like, well, okay. My mother said, well, I'm going to find you a midwife. And she called Raleigh and said, can you please give me the name of a midwife in North Carolina so that my daughter wants to have a home birth and I think we need a midwife. And she got a number and called this person who lived up in the mountains, far away. I lived in Charlotte. And she called the woman and said, listen, my daughter wants to have a home birth and I'm wondering, could you come and help us? And the woman said, well, I hadn't been out of my county in 20 years. I don't think so. So that was a dead end. So we decided to study it ourselves, which we did, and determined that we were going to do it ourselves. And we had a progression of people there. And the birth did go forward, and we had the baby. That was probably the most amazing part, that the baby was born in spite of our lack of knowledge. And from that point, I would have friends that say, I heard you had your baby at home, and I'd like to help you. Oh no, I'd like you to help me. And I'd say, okay, I'd be more help than no help. And that is how innocently it began.
My pregnancy was a pretty incredible time of life. The 9 months I was pregnant, I feel like I got to experience the power of my body, and as it went through a lot of changes, incredible changes, as this beautiful being started with one cell and turned into baby Jaya. For me, one aspect of my pregnancy that was really profound was that I felt like I had so much support. And in my past years, the last 10 years of my life, I've been really blessed to directly experience home birth through some of my friends in Costa Rica who had beautiful births on the land in their homes. And when I was in New Zealand, I spent a lot of time with a woman who had 4 home births. And in California, I was exposed to a lot of home births. So I haven't had a lot of fear, as much fear maybe as I would if I didn't experience how powerful they can be. And I think for me as well, I had a lot of support during my pregnancy. I had my amazing midwife, Kathy Davies, who I have had just so much trust in. And I think that's really important, is that you trust the practitioners and the people that are going to be supporting you through your birth. Really trust from your heart.
When I met Luna and Joshua, I knew that I was going to enjoy their birth experience very much and looked forward to it over the months, and felt very comfortable and invited to be present at Jaya's birth. And
Just being involved with the preparation process was really created just a really good foundation, and felt really grounded. I think because of that preparation process, felt really just grounded and comfortable in the space, and didn't really know what exactly my role was and exactly how to support the process. But I just was present as best as I could be, and just was paying attention to what needed to be taken care of, and pitched in whenever I saw a need.
And then her labor, she was just surrounded by an amazing support system that made it so that she was never appeared fearful.
I just knew that being here was exactly where I needed to be, and nothing else at that moment was important except for just keeping a peaceful place here. If she wanted someone to hold her hand and rub her back, we were there. If she needed some space, we backed off. And I think just being comfortable in this home was really, really an important factor for everything to go as it did. Smooth, and so much gratitude. I think that was, Luna was just full of gratitude every step of the way, and gratitude for everyone there, gratitude to the divine and to Joshua, and it's just absolutely amazing. And then
it was very, very quiet, and the lighting was very dim, and Luna was lying on the couch and deep into her own body and her birth and her labor, and she had her friends around her, and Joshua was there. They were all massaging her, and I really got to just sit and watch and be an observer of the process.
Her body was working so perfectly with all the great support that she had, that all she really had to do was ride the waves.
This right here is where I birthed Jaya, our little girl. Most of the labor towards the end and the pushing happened in this room, right around this couch. I think about 98% of Americans give birth in hospitals, and I had the courage and the support to choose to do it here in my home. And through my pregnancy, I had envisioned consistently and practiced and that I would give birth in the squat, in a yogic squat position, which is a pretty common way in the past in the tribal cultures for children to come out, because the hips are very much open and it supports the process. And so I was able to do that. And this is where, right here on the carpet, is where Jaya came out. And I was down in a squat like this, and I had my friends and family here to help, and it was dark. All we had was a little flashlight in the room, so Jaya didn't come out to anything that was unnatural in the lighting. And yeah, it was really beautiful, really powerful, really prayerful.
It's just amazing to see her unfold, and she went straight forward until all of a sudden it was just so evident that she was pushing, she was ready to have the baby, and she did so simply and so beautifully. And I think one of the most amazing things about her was, I think she said a few times like, I don't think it's going to happen, and made it all the more astounding to her when there was her baby. The main thing that we always came away with was the knowledge that birth is safe. Untampered with birth is normal, it's natural, and it will go straight forward if given the proper environment and encouragement. And of course you monitor for safety without raising too much alarm, because moms are designed to carry babies and to deliver babies. And that's the beauty of midwifery and birth.
If we can make the world a better place, a more peaceful place, one baby at a time, by the way that their first impression of the world, and that it is with love and gentleness and compassion for their journey, then we can, I think, eventually have a peaceful world. I think that what we're really talking about is parents' rights. And if a parent has a right to birth where they want, how they want, and with who they want present, then there should be no criminals involved in the first place. So to say that midwives are illegal, or that they're practicing illegally or practicing medicine without a license, it's not medical, first of all. Birth is not medical, it's very spiritual, and I think that it must be preserved in a spiritual manner, and they can't take that away from you. And it should even be, I think, a religious preference or clause somewhere that you can have whoever you want attending your birth. But the rights of midwives isn't the issue. The rights of the parents is the issue. And I think that we kind of lose track a little bit when we're talking about midwives' rights, because I don't need that right. I want you to have that right so that I can attend this beautiful, sacred journey, experience of birth with you. We can provide a safety net, but birth isn't unsafe. If birth is unsafe, then we've done something to make it that way.
Jaya Guru, Jaya, Jaya Guru, Jaya, Jaya Guru, 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 Jaya 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 Guru, Jaya.
One of the greatest supports during my birth, my pregnancy, my life is my husband Joshua, who's actually filming me right now. And I wonder, why are you filming me right now? Why are you so inspired to make this video? You should come sit by me and tell everybody.
here we are, happy family. So following the home birth of Jaya, I was truly inspired, and I wanted to find a way to share my excitement and my inspiration with the world. And so I decided to put together this movie documenting just a piece of the energy and the beauty of this experience. And many women who have home births do a birth journal following the birth. And so I thought about, wow, being a father, I wanted to document it in my own way. And so I really hope this movie's been inspirational, maybe touching a piece of you and inspiring you a little bit more to think about your options when birthing a child, and realizing that anything's possible and that you too can birth exactly like Luna did, with such grace and ease and power.
Jaya was born to a lot of welcoming, big, loving hearts around her. And then Kathy, the midwife, said to sing her song, sing Jaya's song, and everybody began to sing this song that Luna wrote for her daughter, and it was so beautiful. It was chanting, and her eyes were so wide open, and she looked. I just remember her actually looking at each individual person, saying thank you, or saying, "Hi, I'm here. It's me. Thanks for singing my song."
It was just a remarkable process to see that baby come into the world.
It's been incredible. And these last few days, I've just been riding the wave of the miracle of life and noticing it in everything.
It was just such a privilege to be here and be part of the joy and the beauty. And you really can only understand that simplicity if you can experience it yourself. You can hear about it and it sounds so far out if you've never seen it. But if you could just be there for one of these beautiful events, you could be convinced that really this is the way that humans should give birth, in peace, with great love surrounding, no poking, prodding, cruel interventions, and it makes for a more peaceful outcome. Look at this little lady. She's just in bliss. It's been such a blessing to be a part of this family.
And, you can end up with a beautiful angel like this, right here.
Jaya.
So thanks for joining us, and bless your journey.
Bless your birthing journey.